Yeah.
We gotta make sure the camera guy's ready. You ready? How you doing? Good. Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Please stand for the flag salute. Ready? Begin. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and okay, roll call please to establish a quorum.
President Clyde.
Present.
Vice President Fosamoto.
Present.
Member Burton.
Present.
Member Romanek.
Present.
Member Tapscott Munson.
Present.
Inspirational reading. Jane.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
As the holiday season is upon us and we near the end of the year, this is a natural moment to reflect on the collective impact of our work in education. Every role across our schools and institutions contribute to creating environments where students can learn and grow. The season serves as a reminder of the values that guide our work, hope, generosity, and the shared belief in the potential of our students. As we begin our final meeting of 2025, may we take a moment to appreciate what has been accomplished and renew our commitment to the important work ahead, knowing that our combined efforts create lasting benefits for students and communities we serve. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Meeting representative, Tara. There.
Hello. I just want to say it's always an honor to come up here, and I'm very passionate about everything that I talk about in every meeting. So thank you for having me.
Thank you.
It's been a great fall semester, and we accomplished so much in a short amount of time. This week, we held our showcase, starting Tuesday with our junior and sophomore showcase. Sophomores presented their tessellation projects in manufacturing and their model houses in construction, while juniors showcased the fire pits they built in welding. We had a huge turnout from the community. The silent auction bid we held was a big success. We sold all 24 fire pits, which was amazing to see. On Wednesday, we hosted our freshman and senior showcase. Freshmen participated in a Shark Tank style display where they designed toys in groups and practiced selling them. This was their first showcase, and we as a CTEC family were very proud of how our freshmen presented. Seniors also showcased the skills, creativity, and dedication that we developed in our advanced classes. Since this was our final fall showcase, seeing how far we have grown from freshman year made the moment even more special. Everyone was truly inspired by the class of 2026. Hard work, perseverance, and the incredible progress we've made throughout high school. Last week, we held our Skills USA kickoff meeting, hosted by our Skills USA leadership team. We went over how competitions will run, expectations, and how we are here to support every student. Last year, we had about 20 students competing, and this year, we're up to around 65 or more students enrolled in competitions, which is something we're really excited about as we prepare for the upcoming season. Students are already working on resumes and required materials to get competition ready. I also attended the ACCBE Student Board Representative Networking Meeting on Zoom. It was a great opportunity to build new skills and learn more about the value and impact of students' voice on CBOES, the role of student board representatives, and how to make these experiences meaningful. It's been a great year representing CTEC and other schools within Fresno County, and we are looking forward to continuing our hard work for the next year.
Great job.
We always do CTEC proud. I saw John here earlier. Is he still here? Yeah. Yeah, a good representative. Thank you. Very
Yeah,
nice.
you're doing a great job. You're making us proud. Thank you for representing.
Okay, Chair will entertain a motion to adopt the agenda for today's meeting.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please. Yes.
Vice President Masumoto.
Yes.
Member Burton.
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Member Tapscott.
Yes.
So moved. Now entertain a motion to adopt the minutes for last meeting of the November 20.
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
President Klein.
Yes.
Vice President Masumoto.
Yes.
Member Burton.
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Member Tapscott.
Yes.
Okay, now we move on to item D, which every December we do this, as the annual organization meeting or reorganization meeting. That's where we pick a new president, vice president, basically. And so I'd like to ask Dr. Lura to conduct this part of the meeting.
Thank you, Dr. Clyde, and welcome, everybody. Our first item of business is the election of the new president of the board. Are there any nominations for president?
Yes, I'd like to make a nomination. I'd like to nominate Board Member Marcy Masumoto to be Madam President of the board.
I'll second.
Any other nominations? Oh, you're running the meeting. That's right. Sorry.
Any other nominations at this time? None said. Roll call vote, please.
Member Klein.
Yes.
Member Masumoto.
Yes.
Member Burton.
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Member Tapscott.
Yes.
Very good.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your belief in me. The last time I was president, I believe the whole year was online. And so this is going to be.
Yes, Marcy.
Do this actually in person.
Yes.
Anyhow, thank you all. Looking forward to a good year. So appreciate that.
Congratulations.
And thank you, Dr. Lira, for stepping in for Superintendent Cofer.
Thank you.
The next item of business is the election of the new vice president of the board. Are there any nominations for vice president?
I'd like to nominate Kimberly Tapscott Munson.
I'll second it.
It's moved and seconded for Kimberly Tapscott Munson for vice president. Are there any other nominations? Okay, nominations will be closed. Roll call vote, please.
President Masumoto.
Yes.
Member Klein.
Yes.
Member Burton.
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Tapscott.
Yes.
That was two hard-fought campaigns.
Congratulations, Vice President Tapscott Munson.
Thank you. Honored to serve.
Okay, so the next item is setting the schedule of regular board meetings for 2026, which is item D in your packet. Is there any discussion on this item?
Yes. So I definitely am the newest one on the board, and but now that I've had a whole year to be part of meetings, it's been something that I kind of been thinking about in terms of the timing of our meetings, since we have them scheduled for 1:30. But I would like to propose for our board to entertain the idea of having these meetings in the evenings. I did do my research, and in about 58 counties, about only 4 boards meet earlier than 2 p.m. And so I think in terms of like making it more accessible to our community, for our staff, our teachers, and our youth, I think it would be beneficial to move our meetings in the evening. So do we have any discussion?
Comments, team. I don't know what the history is on, I'm going to guess the history is the availability of staff for the meeting being during the day and with our recognitions happening during the daytime, but
Yeah, I brought this up clear back in Pete Muse's time when I first got on, and it was always the staff, and it's I can understand that, but then again, sometimes you think when students come, they're getting out of school, and I don't consider that cool either. So, but it's kind of it's a trade-off. And the flip side is, when I was at Clovis Unified, some of those meetings went on till midnight because we started at 6. So it's like pick your poison. I know it's inconvenient for those who are still working.
So the thing is, like, one of my favorite things about these meetings is when we recognize, the employee of the month, when we recognize our superintendent superstar. And it's sad to hear when like family can't attend because they're at work, or, there's certain staff that can't be here because they have to make leave time. I myself, when I got sworn in, my dad couldn't be here to witness that moment, which, being the first former undocumented person ever elected to this board, it was a historic moment, and my dad couldn't be there because he had to work. And I know that I'm not the only one. I know there's other families that are experiencing the same thing. And I did my research, and there's a reason why there's other boards that do it in the evening. I think what I don't agree with in some instances when boards, start off doing closed session, and then by the time they get to the important items where public comment can be taken, it's 7:30, 8 p.m., and it's late for families that have to get home to their kids. We do our closed session at the end, so that's not something that I anticipate will happen. This isn't something that necessarily benefits me. I'm a working mom, and so I think, if anything, it makes my days longer because I still have to work my 9 to 5. Fortunately, I work a job that allows me to be here and take leave time to be present, but that's not the case for everyone. And I think I don't mind having to work a 15-hour day if that means that our community has more access to come provide comments or be a part of a celebration that's so important to their family members. And yeah, I think it's more beneficial, and there's a reason why other boards do that. And I understand that it may mean more hours in the evening for us, but I think that our duty is to our community, not just our staff.
I think you have a point to consider, because sometimes board members don't want to run for this office because it blows out an afternoon a week. And I don't know, maybe there's a happy ground in the middle, like 4 o'clock instead of 1:30 or something, kind of split the difference, and then do all of our business kind of like we're doing up front, that involves staff and other people coming, so they aren't as impacted. So I'm open to entertain that thought, and we can maybe even have an alternative and put it on the agenda for next month and see where we go, if you want.
And I think too, with regards to like having a youth representative here, it might also encourage more youth to want to be in that position and to want to come and advocate for their, classmates and important issues for them, because it's something that's accessible to them after school. I think we can try it out for the next year, or even if we did a 6-month thing where we do those meetings, but try it out now. And then if it doesn't work out in the next year, we get a chance to vote on it again. I know myself and my colleague, Brian, are both, working daytime jobs that, require a strict schedule, but we make the time to be here as well. But I just think my focus is more on community and just the access to them being able to come and provide comment. And after our initial events of the meeting, no one really is participating in providing comment or watching our meetings, even online, because maybe they are working or they're not able to come in time to provide comments. So I really would like for us to make that change and at least try it out and see if that's something that would work out for us.
We do it, our September meeting starts at 4:30, I think, one of those 2 times. And
Yeah, September is a
4:30, 5 p.m. public hearing.
4:30, yeah.
Yeah, we offer one a month. That has been one of the concerns with us, making access to our constituents to be able to participate. I know we had originally requested Zoom access for that accessibility. We had it a little bit during the pandemic, but then lost it. I know we're online now, but having that Zoom access was another connection which we were trying to facilitate more connectivity with our constituents and our students.
You know, that 4:30 one we do in September, I didn't find that bad. I thought that was not bad at all. And like I said, it makes it more, it might split the difference and make it more convenient and put the business that we, where we have student of the month and.
Well, I
teacher of
think
the month.
first we got to take into consideration the change effect to the staff that's involved with everything that occurs at our meeting. And before we make any decisions to change our meeting time, we need to consult with our superintendent and our county staff to see what type of accommodations would need to be made first before we could even move this forward.
You okay with that?
Go ahead.
It's nothing that can be.
No, I was thinking along similar lines, Trustee Tapscott mentioned, that at least for the January, maybe even January, February, we might need to stick to the same schedule just because of plans that are already set in place with staff and others. Also with Dr. Kofer's absence, I would like to have her thoughts, but I'm also wondering if Dr. Lyra has
If I may, so
Thank you, Dr. Lynch.
amazing team, and thank you for that, Trustee Robles. Our amazing team that serves our community and has a year planned out of events. I do want us to consider that those events are planned through June, which may hinder a little bit or add a little bit of an obstacle to this change, but I will let you have that conversation, but I just did want you to consider that we plan for the academic year, which extends all the way through June.
How do you think that would impact?
So that's kind of my question. We have several items where we overlap the evening activities, where we have several items where there's awards that happen that actually we give out through the Fresno County Office of Ed. That happen a lot of times within 30 minutes of this meeting ending. And so we'd have to be very cautious of when do we have overlapping activities like that, and when are different meetings like that. So I think we really have to pay attention to when are those meetings occurring, and those types of conflicts that can arise from that. I know sometimes, Marcy, you have meetings for
we had one
meetings
that was moved to our meeting.
because we've had movement of meetings and items like that, and then we've overlapped meetings, and so we kind of have to look at the broader schedule of items across the entire year. Maybe we'd have to make some different adjustments in the schedule, and so maybe an item that we might want to look at is maybe not necessarily moving every single one of our meetings, but looking at various meetings of adjusting those meetings to a different time at first, to look at what meetings can be adjusted to a later time, to see how that adjusts and how that accommodates the community and how that changes participation. During the pandemic, we pivoted, I want to call it, to online meetings very quickly. When that ended and some of those items went away as an option, that went away very quickly for us. And we decided that this took away a means of access for members of our community, and our board responded with saying, well, we still want to have our meetings accessible online for members of the community to view, and for members of the community to view those meetings as an archive later on, so they could come back and see those if they weren't able to. And so we're able to implement that. So maybe this is a similar item where we want to look, how can we accommodate some of these meetings in the future, looking at the upcoming schedule of items through June, as Dr. Lear has pointed out, of when might there be scheduling conflicts and what are some of our meetings that we can adjust to a later time, and then maybe make future adjustments, and then look at our second half of the year as we plan that next academic year, and then look how can we adjust those meetings. And I think that our current board bylaws is that our meeting is on the third Thursday of the month. And maybe that is an item that we would look at, because maybe that third Thursday of the month is what causes the scheduling conflict of it being able to be later in the evening. And so maybe that is an adjustment even that we would want to look at, of adjusting the third Thursday of the month, because maybe that is causing the issue of overlapping many of the activities or award ceremonies or other items that we have that are later in the evening. So I kind of don't want to make a blanket move and have unintended consequences where we staff that are here supporting actually have other commitments outside of this to it. So I think it seems like a simple item, but there may be more moving parts to it than we know. But definitely, I think moving a greater access for people to have the ability to attend these meetings and the ability to interact with us is a great item. Over the past few years, we saw during the pandemic, we adapted quickly to that, and then we looked to do it even further when we didn't have that ability. And so I could see this kind of as an ability to expand and bring greater access for people to attend the meetings. We've all experienced times when we're not able to attend something because of scheduling conflicts. And yeah, it's very understandable where it's hard to keep a schedule. And being like you said, a working person, you have to have a very understanding employer who's very supportive of you, and a family who's also very supportive of you, as I'm going to call it. Your family has to be very supportive. It can be very difficult at times. And for us, we kind of knew what we were signing up for.
Indeed.
And so if we have to spend the extra time, Dr. Clyde was talking about meetings that were late. And I don't think he was saying that that was an inconvenience to him. I think he was talking more of an inconvenience to constituents and parents sometimes having to stay until very late at night. I don't think we want to start late and then have parents here until late and have staff here till late. And so that's, I think, what that's referring to.
Well, if I may, if we know, like, it's on the bylaws that every third Thursday of the month is going to be scheduled the meetings, that's also, part of what the superintendent should look at in terms of when they set events, and we know that meetings can possibly go longer. So I think that, I'm hoping that if we looked at the schedule, that not a lot of events would interfere with the timing. But another point too is, I'm not advocating for us to do the meetings later for the benefit of myself. It's for the benefit of the community. Yeah. And we luckily take public input towards the beginning of the meeting, which is not always the case in other places, which is what then leads families to have to stay longer to provide input. But we don't have that issue. We for the public to provide input early. So that means if they want to come, make their voice heard in person about an item on the agenda, they can do that as well. And it really is only seeming like an inconvenience to those of us up here. Because I also think staff, will work around what we said ultimately. And I think if we did the meetings, even if we did on 4 p.m., that allows for us to hear things early, or even 3:30 maybe, and then allow for a community to be able to travel here if they want to participate in our meetings. But it's something that I've expressed before, so it's not anything that's new, that I was hoping would happen. And so I just really would urge the board to think about that and really see that, we're setting a precedent for what's, our future of the board. Like, we've done things maybe a certain way for many, many years, but I think as a community member myself, I've gone before boards to speak. I've had my parents go before boards to speak, and it's very inaccessible when it's during the day. So I think I would urge for us to really think about that and at least try it out. And if it doesn't work out, then we can make that change. But if we keep pushing it out, we're never going to try and make it work.
I, later in the meeting, had intended to share some thoughts that we hold a board retreat, either late February, early March at the latest, to talk about some structural things, whether they be committees, whether they be learning sessions, whether it be planning, goal setting. I mean, we haven't done that kind of thing in a while. And I'm wondering if this topic could be part of that. It seems to me that at least the first couple months might be really difficult to change with schedules and events already set, that perhaps we could approve a certain length of time in the schedule that's been submitted. And it might be all the way through June because it's the this calendar year. I agree with what you're saying, that accessibility is important for our community. And I'm trying to figure out how we can make a concerted effort with having done the homework and the research that I think needs to be done in terms of what's possible. So I guess I would like to suggest that perhaps we approve a certain number of months. Maybe it's through June, as is, and meanwhile, we have a deeper discussion tied to board goals, tied to roles and responsibilities and expectations, that we could fully address that given some data.
President Muscone, if I might.
Yes,
The law requires that the board set the meetings for the year.
for the whole year.
For the year.
At the times,
In the organizational meeting, yes, the date
that
and
the
time.
time has to be set,
The date and time,
not just the date.
correct.
Thank you. I didn't know that.
And
But the
remember,
bylaws also allow for the board to announce those.
We change those meetings during the year. So we should set it, but then we can change it.
So like on January 15th, I know that on January 15th, the MLK awards are scheduled at 5 p.m.
Yes.
So like our January 15th meeting, I don't think that we could adjust that because we're committed to that. Whereas February 19th, I don't think that there's anything scheduled for the February 19th meeting on our upcoming events. If you look in our upcoming calendar. So how about if I proposed that on our schedule, we modify the February 19th meeting to 3:30.
For that one day.
For that to approve as our calendar going forward. And then we can review at that February 19th meeting.
I don't think it's enough time for the staff to transition to make any changes within a month or two.
It's two months. And then we can review.
But we can't review. We have to set it for the whole year, is what he just said.
and if,
No, because we can motion to adjust other meetings.
We can modify.
But can we move this item to the end of the agenda so we can revisit this towards the action component of our meeting so we can go to Superstar? Because I don't think we should be doing this right now.
I'm looking at Mr. Parkin.
We already got.
We're in
All right.
the midst of the organizational meeting.
Oh, Lord.
So anyways,
So you're,
We want to celebrate.
so that's what I'm
so much.
proposing, that we would adopt our schedule, but modifying the February 19th meeting to 3:30 p.m. And that in our, later in the agenda, I guess I would say that I'd be asking for an agenda item on the February 19th to revisit our schedule
later in the year.
later in the year for
I
the.
mean, it might be the
Yeah.
March 19th, but
Yeah.
Are we discussing your motion or did you already make it?
is that a motion?
That's my motion.
Okay.
So it's 3:30 from then on unless modified?
No, just for the February
Just that one
19th
meeting.
meeting, because I don't know the
we
calendar
could
for everything. Yes, we can always modify after that.
To do all from February to 3:30, and if needed to modify, because there's an event, we would then modify it.
You just said for February.
I can only do it
May I please, as you're making this decision, again, Trustee Robles, I completely understand your perspective. There's just so much in consideration. I just had Tannen from HR go run out and gather some data for us, but we also have to consider that when we are planning for our academic year, when we always honor the board meetings, but we also have to work around the schedules of our community because those are the ones that attend our events. And when we do that, we work on our positions and plan financially, meaning that we also take into account overtime, which means that if we're going to make changes, this will definitely set a group, even starting with media, for lots of overtime, which we have not planned for in our budget. So that's just something that I would like for us to consider, just being that we make this change. And Tannen is gathering some data for me quickly, but I don't know if we're going to move quick enough.
So that's where kind of, I think, just moving the February 19th to a later date to give us some time to put some more items together.
The later time.
Yes.
you meant.
So that's
and
my.
leave everything else the same. For
Everything
now.
else would remain the same, but.
Before and after.
Yep. So January 15th would be 1:30, February 19th, 3:30, March 19th forward would remain the same.
Given the fact that we could change it.
We could change it in the future.
My only concern with that is that if we are publishing the schedule for people to plan also like when the meetings are, I think it makes more sense to have it, okay, they're going to be at this time, instead of like kind of making our community have to look and see, well, what time is it this month or what time is it this month? And I think too, I mean, we just went and voted on our budget and we had a pretty healthy budget and we were bragging about how healthy our budget was. And I think if anything, making the meetings more accessible for our community, that's also part of where we should invest. I don't see a problem with us moving our meetings to 3:30 and then adjusting afterwards if we need to, if there's a special event that we want to be a part of or that our staff is planning. But that's just those are my thoughts on that.
So we have a motion on the floor. I haven't heard a second. Is there a second for that motion to change the one meeting to 3:30? No second, so then the motion dies. Is that what I don't know the terminology because we haven't done that in a while.
That's correct.
There you go.
Motion dies as is. Okay, so is there another motion or another plan that anyone would like to suggest?
I would like to make a motion that we keep our January meeting at 1:30, but then have the remainder of the meetings for 3:30 with the exception of our 4:30 meeting in September, since there's a public hearing scheduled for that. With the understanding that if there are events that may interfere with those meeting times, that we have the opportunity to adjust them so long as we know them ahead of time.
So that motion is keep January 15th and change from February on to 3:30 with the exception of September 17th as the 4:30 meeting. Is that what I heard you say? Is there a second to that motion? Hearing none, that motion dies.
I'll make a motion
Okay.
that we leave it the way it is, as presented on the agenda, and vote it and get it passed with the understanding at any time through, in the future, after this is studied thoroughly, we can adjust the time later.
With some advance notice for
That's
staff to
more
prepare
thorough
for
research on
transition.
recons and make it intelligent decision instead of an impromptu one now.
Second.
Okay, motion made by Member Clyde, second by Vice President Tapscott Munson, that we keep the schedule as was presented, which is 1:30 meetings throughout the year, except for September 17th, which starts at 4:30, knowing that we can change it at a future date. Did I state that correctly?
Correct.
Okay. Roll call vote, please.
President Masumoto,
Yes.
Vice President Papscott Munson,
Yes.
Member Clyde,
Yes.
Member Burton,
No.
Member Robles.
No.
Motion carries 3-2.
What I'd like to say is we need to give our staff time for a transition. This is huge, especially coming from the powers that be with overtime projections and not even knowing what the numbers would look like. I think for us to be steady and firm as we have been, to be able to continue the course steady, but with a plan of transition, possibly for next year, giving everyone time to get everyone in position, all the pieces in position, looking at the budget to make sure that it's going to be feasible. Because when you're changing time, schedule, and moving pieces around, there's fiduciary responsibilities that come along with that, and we have to be solvent. So we know that our meetings are at 1:30, city council starts at 9 a.m. in the morning. We know that we would like to be more accessible. We've asked for Zoom. We've tried. We know we've been set for 1:30 for how many years? But to make that transition, it will take time, planning, and to be strategic, to make sure we're solvent, and to be accommodating to our staff as well. We would never just abruptly do that to you. We love you. So, but transition is coming. It does need to come. We've been asking, but it has to be done strategically.
Well, it has to be done with our superintendent here, who represents
too.
1,700 employees.
Yeah.
And so,
Yes. And consulting with
that was the
department
reason for
heads.
remember, Robles would, he had no
And
influence.
our secretary.
She wasn't going to be here because she was ill. It's not like she was advance notice. So
Yeah,
I think
she's
out of
sick.
fairness, I think the motion we have is.
And we couldn't table
now.
it, so.
And we voted on it
Okay.
anyway.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Healthy discussion. Moving on along to communications, employee of the month, Jenny Brightingham, please.
Yes,
Dr. Gomez, I'd like to turn the spotlight on you. Today we honor Dr. Heather Gomez, Director of Continuous Improvement, as the Employee of the Month for December 2020. Heather is a leader at FCSS who regularly exceeds the call of duty. Whenever she is asked to start a new project, she is excited and willing. A strength of hers is seeing the vision of what something could be and helping create the steps to get that vision to fruition. From supporting districts as they work to improve outcomes for their students, to the development of program monitoring of our FCSS strategic plan, Heather's desire to serve is changing lives. Though she does not directly work with Fresno County students, she knows what a great impact on their lives the adults have that she works with daily. Heather has served as an improvement coach for more than half of the districts in Fresno County over her 7 years, not 5 years, 7 years with FCSS. Now in her role as Director of Continuous Improvement, her leadership is shaping stronger systems of support across the county. Her work impacts students in the foster care system, students experiencing homelessness, newcomers, students living with a disability, and students impacted by natural disasters. Through her support, districts and schools are being creative to improve outcomes. One current example is a school district she is supporting is working to design structured play activities during recess to decrease suspension rates in their 5th and 6th grade grades. They have seen a significant decrease in the amount of office referrals since the testing of this program began. The FCSS strategic plan calls out values that absolutely define Heather. She prioritizes the needs of students in her decision-making, believes deeply in providing equitable opportunities for all students, giving students what they need to thrive. The bottom line is Heather embraces improvement. Heather, you are an asset to FCSS and a leader who others want to follow. Congratulations.
So this is what we do. Dr. Lira will speak on behalf of Superintendent Kofer, and then we all take turns saying something, and then you have an opportunity to share, right? Is that
And
what
then
you
and then you have 20 minutes for rebuttal for more.
Well, thank you for that, Dr. Masamoto. And yes, on behalf of Superintendent Kofer, first of all, we appreciate her so much, and she truly wanted to be here, but it took many, many conversations to convince her to self-care. So on behalf of her, she's very proud of you, Dr. Gomez. And this is always a very special moment where we get to acknowledge our hardworking staff in a room, and we even have standing guests here in the room, which speaks to your leadership role and the support that you bring to our Fresno County students. And so in the next few moments, I'll share some words, and then the board will as well, and then you will then at that moment come up to the podium. Dr. Gomez, your leadership continues to flourish, and you impact many educational leaders, students, and our learners directly. I mean, the fact that you're out on the yards already supporting school sites just speaks volumes. I get the honor of highlighting you in my current role, and then also, I don't know if anybody knows this, but I work with Dr. Gomez at the district level. When I was in a district leadership position, Dr. Gomez came into our district, and she really embraced every concern that we had during differentiated instruction in her former role. And one thing about Dr. Gomez is that she comes in knowing that she is about to tackle a team, whether it's a team of 5 or 12 leaders, and have those very challenging conversations where we're going to unpack our data. We're going to unpack the needs of our students that aren't being met. And these are very uncomfortable situations, because when you're sitting there as a district, you could point fingers at each other, or you could have a person that comes in with a very calm demeanor and that is owning every conversation. When she arrives to a district, she knows the student groups very well. She knows the needs of the community. She knows the leadership very well. She knows exactly who she needs to speak to get things moving quicker, and she knows who she needs to tug along, and she does it so gracefully and eloquently. Dr. Gomez, really, your work is exceptional, and we're so fortunate to have you at Fresno County Superintendent of Schools.
Vice President Tapscott-Muskin, I'm going to ask you to start, please.
Oh, I'm gonna let Brian go first,
He just wants me to
with that
answer.
tag team.
Yeah, I kind of read it and thought, reducing the suspension rate to 5th and 6th grade boys, and thought of myself in the games that I played on the playground in the 1980s, and thought none of them are probably allowed. They involved any type of object and throwing it at each other usually.
Dodgeball.
Yep. Make sure you don't get hit by this ball. And so I thought what a challenge that would be, because that's what I automatically go back to when I think of 5th and 6th grade, was dodging a ball all the time. Or not being hit by a racquetball that someone was throwing early in the morning. Because we had these big, large boards that I think were for practicing tennis, and we were throwing this racquetball up against it all the time. And this brought back these memories of being in elementary school and throwing this racquetball all the time at this big green board. And so I thought, what a challenge of coming up with activities for 5th and 6th grade boys to do that didn't involve throwing something at one another, and while they were out at recess. And so thank you very much for that. And it must be thought of what a challenge that is, even for myself, of trying to keep my own child occupied, who is now a senior in high school, and thinking, maybe he's just throwing stuff. Well, he plays football, so they are just throwing things at each other, even though they're seniors in high school. So thank you very much for thinking of creative ways to keep young men occupied and reduce suspension rates of them, and keeping them there in school so they're in a learning conducive environment. So thank you very much.
Heather. Just two sitting there together. Just, I'm telling you, you two dynamic duos there. Director of Continuous Improvement. I was like, I didn't even know there was a department of such. And what a encapsulating title to hold. My goodness. I tell you, continuous, always ready, always on point, ready to go. I know you hit the ground going, and you're just such a delight working with our homeless students, our newcomers, just paving the way for everyone with grace and integrity and leadership skill sets. Look, you filled the room. They're all here to celebrate you and all that you do for our county and our students. The angel about us all. And we thank you for it. Continue to do great things as you are with your leadership skill set of integrity. And we thank you for it. Thank you.
I was going to go ladies first, but I've been instructed by a lady. Heather, it's as far as being a continuous improvement director, I mean, this whole office is continuous improvement. That's kind of what we do, and we do it in various factions, of which you run one of them. And that is every organization, whether it's governmental or private, they need somebody who obviously sees a problem, but comes up with a solution and is a closer on how to get it done. And that is huge. And I want to thank you, Heather. And it's very measurable. When you see the decreased absenteeism rates, you see the test scores go up, you see the referrals to the principal's office go down. That's our profit. Really, that's just like in any business, that's your profit. And in the school districts, that's how we measure profit, basically. And I just want to thank you for making us profitable. Thank you.
Trustee Robles.
Sometimes I do wish they put more details in our summary here, because I feel like just it doesn't always reflect all that you do and that our employees do in these small paragraphs that we get. But I know that you've only been here for 5 years, and according to what I'm reading here. But I think one of the things that I had spoken about that I wanted to make sure we focus on was the training of those that work with the students, the impact that they make in their lives, right? But we need somebody equipped with those skills to be able to train those adults that then have that impact directly with the students. And you're doing just that. And I just want you to know that that work is just so important. So important because we don't have enough training for those that work daily with students of all capacities and of all backgrounds. And so thank you so much for being that. And I wish you all the best, and you are very deserving of this honor. So thank you.
I'll just wrap up quickly by saying that I used to do similar type of work in a different organization, and I know that it's really challenging to be, I mean, you can be seen as the bad guy coming in, right? You know, or the sheriff, you know, but it takes a lot of finesse to gain the trust of the leadership teams in the districts that you're working with, and or within this organization as well. And trust just doesn't happen overnight. Trust happens because you come prepared, you did your homework, you know the people, and you have the skills to help facilitate the hard discussions. And it's really hard to change habits, and a lot of it is habits, you know, that we have fallen into wherever we are. And so to bring a team along to change their habits so that our kids benefit, because
Ryan gives his best effort in all academic pursuits. This year, his dedication has soared and his work ethic has strengthened significantly. He approaches each day with a positive spirit, a kind heart, and deep respect for adults and peers alike. As an 8th grade student, Ryan leads by example. He is a good friend, a steady mentor to younger students, and someone who is always willing to come alongside and help. A proud member of the school band, Ryan contributes creatively and with enthusiasm to campus life, both inside and outside the classroom. His presence strengthens the ensemble, and his commitment mirrors the same dependability he shows in all he does. Beyond music, Ryan is one of the most dependable and community-minded students on campus. He is the first to lend a hand supporting classmates, assisting maintenance staff, helping food service workers, and stepping in whenever his presence is needed. He works closely with their maintenance team to set up and clean up for school events, both during and after school, always without hesitation and always with a positive attitude. Service is deeply rooted in Ryan's character. He and his family volunteer at every Pine Ridge Booster event, offering their time and enthusiasm to support the entire school community. His natural caretaker instincts extend beyond campus as well, where he plays an essential role in caring for his younger cousins and remains a supportive figure for students of all ages. Thoughtful, hardworking, and deeply committed to others, Ryan exemplifies true Rattler spirit. Congratulations, Ryan.
Okay, Ryan, I think he's counting the minutes. He wants this to be over, but no, this is when we get to let you, Ryan. I got to spend some quality time with Ryan in a space right before this, and those 30 minutes were not enough. We could continue and to talk about and rave about Ryan. He is a humble leader. And when I was talking to him, I wanted to understand, how does an 8th grader become a mentor and a friend? If we all reflect on 8th grade, we were trying to find ourselves. Who were we? What direction were we going? Ryan has it down. He is the cool kid on campus that embraces those younger students, guides, leads them. No mistake is a wrong mistake. He pretty much walks them to the right direction. And think about that, having like a second admin. We have his beautiful family here. We have his amazing superintendent, Mr. Rosa here, and he couldn't stop raving about Ryan as well. One thing that you have to know about Ryan that's not in the script, and Ryan shared with us, this is going to bring you up on your cool radar. Remember, Ryan, this is recorded. Ryan has a car already. Yes, he has a car. He definitely has his goal set. And when I asked Ryan, what do you want to do after high school? Oh, you know what? You have a principal and a team right behind you that's going to rave about this, because he said trade school, welding. So that. Yes, and he loves to set up events and use his hands. And with his trade school and welding, he is going to go far beyond the expectations. We're so proud of you. And he had so many beautiful stories, but one I would love to share, and this is to highlight the amazing educational partners that we have out there. When I asked him, what was a challenge that you faced in school? And he said, writing. Writing is tough for some of us. And his amazing librarian took him in and helped him try to learn cursive to see if that would help with his penmanship a little bit more. And I said, Ryan, that speaks volumes of your librarian, but that also speaks volumes in regards to your character and your leadership, because that means that you were humble enough to try something new, you were receptive, and you were ready for the challenge. So don't ever change that, Ryan. We are so proud of you, and you are one out of 206,000 Fresno County students today that's being recognized.
We're going to do a similar thing that we just did for the employee of the month. So we're going to talk about you. And then if you'd like to share something, you're certainly welcome to. Your superintendent might also like to say a few words. But I'm going to ask Trustee Robles to begin.
Sure. So as I'm following along with the reading here, and I'm thinking to myself, like, as an 8th grade student, how many times did I have positive spirit at school? And it wasn't a lot of times. So yeah. So it really does speak volumes that, you know, you can be going through whatever you may be going through at this age and still be able to keep a positive attitude and be an example for your peers. And you are involved in so many outside activities, and I mean, I was trying not to cry today, so I was like trying not to look at mom, because anytime I see moms cry, I'm like, oh no, there's the tears. So I definitely looked away a few times, but I could tell a few times I looked over and how proud your mom is of you and all your accomplishments, and to be able to stand here and be recognized, because yes, we are recording it, and so I'm sure your mom's going to share it with anyone she can. But I mean, the support that our parents give us, you know, to be able to have access to these resources and to be able to take advantage of the activities at school and outside of school, speaks volumes about your mom and her dedication to making sure that you are successful in life. So I just want to, you know, thank mom for all your hard work, and congratulations on an amazing boy here, and continue the work. And I know you have a bright future ahead of you. I hope you look into C-Tech. I understand. But anyway, so congratulations, and I know you're going to do amazing things. So thank you.
Brian, first of all, it's great to have somebody from Pine Ridge. I think you're the first one that we've had as a superstar from Pine Ridge, and you're in my district. And I really appreciate seeing a young gentleman like yourself who obviously gets into very different avenues, not just one thing. You don't just do music. You scale. And then at the end said you want to get into plumbing. Trades. And the reason why I slipped on that one is because I just this morning, you know those TikTok, that guy that goes around and talks to people what helped you become successful? You guys have all seen that. I just saw one this morning. Guy pulls in with a Rolls Royce, he's late 30s. He says, "Is this your Rolls Royce?" He says, "Yes, this is one of them." And so, "Can I ask you what you do to get it?" He says, "I'm a plumber." So it does over 100 million a year. And what I'm getting at is I'm so glad you have the wisdom to look at those trades, because that is where you can scale that and make a big impact on a lot of people's lives. And so I urge you, when you go down to Sierra High, is look at business classes. Or C-Tech. And actually, this is something that C-Tech and I were going to have a discussion about putting business classes and economic classes in there, speech classes. Those are the key elements that you need in order to scale whatever it is you choose to do. The sky's the limit for you, and this is a perfect age to get you as an 8th grader to really get focused on different. Keep doing other stuff. And while you're at it during the summer, since you're up in my neighborhood, I'm the one that has a horse stable at Dinky Creek. Wish on a colt ride, come up and I'll take you for a horse ride.
I was going to ask, what instrument do you play? Euphonium? I don't even know. I might have to see a picture of it.
As a business?
Yeah. I have to look that one up. But yeah, noticing some of the items kind of that they wrote, that you're in band, you have a sense of humor, being very service oriented. I thought of being up in Dr. Clyde's area, where Pine Ridge is located, a community with a deep sense of service and community that runs there. Thinking of, the past that it's gone through and items that have occurred in that community and that community coming together. I thought of Sierra High, and now we're talking about C-Tech, and I'm like, it's a little bit of a drive. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Like a tuba.
Like she says, like a tuba. It looks large and heavy.
Yeah. Smaller.
Not heavy.
They're smaller.
It's
A bit smaller than a tuba. But like a brass instrument. That's what I'm going to call it. It's a brass instrument. going to have to put my glasses back on to see what I wrote here. But I thought about that and leading by example for your other students. I thought an interesting thing is in 8th grade, I dreamt of owning a car. So that was kind of an item for me. And I remember the first thing that I had to learn about the first car that I owned was how to build a carburetor. And I had a single parent. And so that single parent wasn't really able to help me learn how to build a carburetor on my first car. And so I learned to build a carburetor by building a carburetor like 4 times, maybe 5 times, with lots of little rebuild kits. And eventually I think I figured it out. So that's one of the fun things that kind of you get to do with maybe a car first time is learn how to do something by doing it a couple times. Got really familiar with a Chilton manual, I think, or a Hayes manual. Back in that time. So take advantage of those items if you're there at Sierra High, automotive classes and items like that. I know they've got some good career technical education courses up there. And the other thing I wanted to say is I know that Pine Ridge has their, I'm going to call it their winter program tonight. And so good luck in your winter program this evening.
Now it's my turn, Ryan. I had the pleasure of meeting with Ryan and the family before, and he's such a delight. He's a little nervous, but he's doing good. See, we're almost done. Told you it was no big deal. We're just here to honor you. That's all it is. One of the words that came up in the conversation when we were in chambers with our deputy superintendent, and thank you for taking over. You're doing a fantastic job.
My pleasure.
Is the word empathy. And thank you, Lisa, for bringing that up. Empathy. It's one of the traits that you carry, and it's an honest trait that you carry that many don't carry. And if you were to go into the drugstore or to a Walgreens, into the card section, and if you were to look for a card in the section of empathy, you would find none, because there aren't any cards that deal with empathy. My daughter had an assignment from one of her teachers at Edison High School to look for that card. And when she went and looked, she did not find one. So that shows you that empathy is something really big that's lacking in our community. But through you and your presence on your campus, with the support of your family and your grandmother, that has been there for you and your mother and your family support system, your superintendent, thank you for being with us today. Your village is what we call it. Your village is strong. Your support system is strong, which has allowed you to become the wonderful person you are, Ryan, that has empathy for others. You're a role model and leading the way on campus. You're showing your peers how to act, how to conduct themselves. You're showing your cousins, your family members, how to act and how to conduct themselves with empathy and love and kindness. And that's a rarity. Oh, don't get uncomfortable now. I'm almost done. But it's a rarity. It's a great, especially for an 8th grader. It's fantastic. So what kind of car do you have? Oh, well, all right then. What color is it? Oh, I love the color. Forest green, yes. Well, I just want to say we're so very proud of you. Now, let's see. Trade, schools, welding. Did you see the fountain downstairs? You missed our beautiful fountain downstairs? Well, that was created by one of our students at where, folks? CTEC. Yes. Once again, chiming in. Once again, chiming in. So before you leave, yes, so before, I got it, folks. I got it. So before you leave, make sure you go down into our entryway. It's a beautiful copper fountain that was created by one of our students, Jacob, as a matter of fact. And it's a 13-bit, and the young lady that is sitting behind you is his sister. So give homage, yes. And it's a beautiful copper fountain. You well too?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, indeed. So welding is a wonderful trade to be in. There is a fountain downstairs for you to admire, and it was created by one of our CTEC students, and it is a 13-level pier to show the different levels of our educational structure. So make sure you check that out before you leave. And let's see, did I get all my notes? He's fantastic. He's an 8th grader. Thank the family. Got it all. All right. Bravo to you. Do great things.
I'll just wrap it up with two things. One is the pride that your superintendent is showing is really says it all for me, because I've known him for quite a while, and through all the comments, he's been nodding, and the first to applaud because he knows who you are and the amazing person that you are. And the second thing is, I know that you're in a small community and a small school, and everybody knows everybody, right? You know, if you do something out of line, your mom probably knows before you get home, right? You know, and that's the beauty of a small community is we take care of each other. And it sounds like you're one of the primary caretakers for people in your, not only in your family, but in your community. And I think that is just it's something that you'll never grow out of. And people will admire you for the rest of your lives. So thank you for being the special person you are. Thanks to all the family and superintendent also for being here to celebrate. So congrats.
And it should be noted that he's young and he went right through the devastating effects of the Creek Fire. And it tore that community up. And you see someone like this come rise above it. That is class.
Okay, Ryan and Superintendent Rosa, this is your time. If you'd like to go to the podium and share a few words.
I just would like to thank everybody in my community, my parents, my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents, my teachers, Mr. Rosa, just everybody that's helped me along the way.
If you folks haven't noticed, Ryan's different. Ryan's a different young man. Trustee, much like you, I was busy dodging and throwing balls in 8th grade. You're doing the same stuff. Not this young man. I told a story earlier, for example, before we left, there was a youngster in the office that is a friend of one of his cousins. He checked on that kid before we left to make sure he was okay. This is an 8th grader that puts others first. Like, hey, that's okay, let me help this kid out. In fact, there's one of his young cousins right there, who Miss Maggie, he helps look out for the brothers. So it's really special to see. You don't see kids, when they see family members, they kind of get there. They say, oh, wait, not this young man. This young man actively goes out and celebrates his family, celebrates his cousins, his mom, you know, all the folks that are here with him. It's a special group of people, and I will miss Ryan tremendously because he has been a leader on campus. And in my 28 years, I don't know that I've ever seen a kid this young show such a tremendous amount of leadership potential, as well as empathy, and looks out for, we'll check on, hey, like Brighton's adults days, this is the kind of special kid this is. So I will say to all you folks, thank you for giving us your best and letting us do what we can do with him. And he's made us better for a better school because of Brian.
So we're going to ask Dr. Lyra to come forward, and she's got a couple things for you. And if you'll come up to the front, we'll get some pictures as well.
Does he want to take his badge off?
Oh, yeah. Fill your badge.
With us today is Mr. Matty McCoy, with for our community and our student population. He has a special gift here for Ryan, which is monetary, so it could go to his future goals. All right, Dave. And of course, full share guys with president has.
Do you tell him how much the check was?
No.
I get the new carburetor? Yeah.
It's great.
Come up here and shake our hands.
So we're going to take a 10-minute recess where there's desserts outside to celebrate, and there'll be some interviews going on as well. So we will reconvene at 2:50. This is now time for community input. The public may address the board pursuant to established procedures. No action shall be taken pursuant to California Government Code Section 54954.3. Individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the Fresno County Board of Education per Board Bylaw 9323. I do not see anyone present to speak, so we will close our community input. We also have no public hearing. There are no reports, and so we'll move on to action items. In representing Superintendent Cofer, Dr. Lira, item number 1, adoption of FCBE Resolution 2025-46.
Thank you, Dr. Masamoto and members of the board. I ask that you consider adoption FCBE Resolution number 2025-46, recognizing January 19, 2026 as the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And the Martin Luther King Jr. Unity Committees lead a countywide effort to pay tribute to Dr. King. The California Education Code 37220A2 designates January 19, 2026 as Martin Luther King Jr. Day and requires that schools hold suitable exercises commemorating the civil rights movement of which Dr. King played a crucial role. Also, by the observance of Dr. Martin Luther King Day, schools are encouraged to help students gain a better understanding of justice, integrity, freedom, and love. And Black Americans make up almost 5% of Fresno County's culturally diverse students, and Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration is a time to honor cultural diversity. Therefore, I kindly recommend that the board join the superintendent and myself in her place today in adopting resolution number 2025-46 in observance of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
So moved.
Seconded.
Thank you. Motion made by Vice President Scott-Munson, seconded by Member Clyde. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
President Masamoto?
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott-Munson?
Yes.
Member Clyde?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Yes.
Okay, next item, adoption of FCBE Resolution number 2025-47.
Thank you, President Masamoto and members of the board. I ask that you consider adoption of SCBE Resolution number 2025-47, recognizing School Board Recognition Month in January 2026. You are all exceptional, and School Board Recognition Month observed each January honors the service and leadership of local school board members. These individuals provide essential governance, advocacy, and oversight that support student success and much more. So I ask that you please consider adopting this resolution.
So moved.
Second. Thank you for your service.
Motion made by Trustee Burton, seconded by Vice President Tapscott-Munson. Roll call vote, please.
President Masamoto?
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott-Munson?
Yes.
Member Clyde?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Yes.
Excuse me. Motion carries. Okay, moving on to appointments of representatives to boards. I did not have a printout of this. Dr. Lira, are you prepared to speak to that? No, it says president,
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
It just says presenter on here. Michelle
Because we
Hanson
didn't know
Cofer.
who would be president. That's why they're.
Okay, there you go.
Here, Dr. Masamoto, would you like this copy?
Please, thank you.
Committee.
Okay. So
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so we'll
We say yes.
I was
continue.
gonna only.
Are you moving?
Nope.
Okay. Yes.
Member Burton, did you have something to?
No, mine is on the Bs.
He said he could continue.
I'll continue.
So facilities, this year was Dr. Clyde and alternate Brian Burton.
Yeah, and anything that comes up, it's always agenda item.
Yeah,
We talk
they're all
about it
agenda.
anyway. So we almost don't need that committee, but we can leave it just in case something does come up. We don't meet independently. We haven't met independently in years.
We haven't.
Right.
So we're just, any discussion, any questions? So those two will continue on in those roles. Board projects,
I was gonna ask Itzy if she wanted to be the representative.
Sure, yes.
I'd like to remain the president.
so there's two representatives of the board
Yeah.
projects.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to
the
remain.
recommendation is trustee Robles and trustee Tapscott Munson.
Yep.
And board seminar, board president and vice president were what we did last year. To me, that makes sense. Is that
Yeah.
Yep.
okay to just continue on?
Yeah.
Okay, and City of Fresno School Liaison Committee, again, that was board president and vice president. I'm not sure, did they meet this year?
Those are designated.
Those are
As
designated.
those positions.
Yes.
I can't hear you.
It's designated for
Yeah.
president and vice president.
Right, okay.
We can do this. Well, I think if we vote on that, we can just keep doing it.
Okay. Okay,
Is
so,
it by, that's not by policy or ed code or anything like that.
It's their request from the
Yeah.
committee.
I didn't think so.
yeah.
It's their request from the committee.
So they will all remain the same with the exception of the second representative on the board project is no longer Brian Burton and is now Itzy Robles,
Great,
right?
right.
Okay, terrific. You guys make it easy.
I know we work so well.
Oh, we need a motion? Okay, is there a motion?
I so move.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made by Member Clyde, second by Vice President Trustott Scott Munson. Roll call, please.
President Munson,
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott Munson,
Yes.
Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Clyde,
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Thank you all. Okay. So we have no closed session today. Trustee activities, travel requests. Are there any travel requests? No travel requests? Okay. There, item number 2, consider approval of GSBA delegate assembly and AEC reimbursements for myself and Vice President Scott Munson.
Yeah.
Any discussion, questions? Is there a motion
So move.
to approve? We can approve both of them at the same time, correct? Yeah. Okay. Motion by Member Clyde. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Member Burton. Roll call vote, please.
President Munson,
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott Munson,
Yes.
Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Clyde.
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Receipt of correspondence. Is there any correspondence any of you would like to discuss? I have the one that was shared. Really, it's a recognition of Brian for being our representative to ACCBE.
Video.
Had asked if they could present, but then they couldn't make it, and then they thought, well, they could try to do something online, and that didn't work. And so they sent the video that was forwarded to all of you from President Bina
Lefkowitz.
Lefkowitz, thanking us for our involvement and support and
our student.
right, and that her student representative attended the session. Also included in your packet is their annual report, which is a one-page front and back annual report of the ACCBE from their first year of operations. Yes.
Are we able to get a copy of that video so we can post it? I thought that was fantastic.
But I mean,
I couldn't download it. It has a encrypted password on the Zoom.
Well, I don't know if they give us permission to.
Yeah, you might have to contact Dina.
You might, yeah, I would think that,
Well, that answers that question.
yeah. Since it was password protected,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it was really, for us. They wanted to let us know how much they appreciated it.
Yes, indeed.
Any other communication or correspondence? Okay, comments by board members. Kimberly, you can start today.
I will start
You don't
today.
have to follow.
Well, I don't mind starting. I got that tag team named Brian brings all the logistics and I hit him with the heart. So you know how we like to do that together. So that's the reason. I just want to say that we received some compliments during the break of how we conduct ourselves during our conversation that we had earlier. And I think that's one of the things that I really appreciate about our board, that we're able to have intelligent conversations. We're able to kind of go through things and figure it out and continue to stay on task and course in a professional manner, how we conduct ourselves. And it's really special, our board, how we're able to be role models ourselves. So I just want to thank everyone for our companionship and how we're able to collaborate together and still be strategic for our county. So, thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Burton, do you have any comments?
No, it's just a rich season for, I think, all of our schools and students. Many activities have gone on. They've presented a lot of their talents to us, and it's been a great opportunity to see the accomplishments of students over the first semester. I'll say congratulations to a great accomplishment of one of our local high schools, Division 1A champions for the state, Central East. I'm so used to calling them Central, but the Central Bengals for football, a great accomplishment by that high school. A lot of dedication of students. Member Tapscott Munson and I both have students that attend from our areas that attend that high school. What an accomplishment that is for a public school to make that accomplishment. Such an accomplishment for those students, and certainly for those teachers and the support of the parents supporting that high school. And what they accomplished this year, and the opportunity that each of us have as members of the community to go out and support these students, not only in sports, but in arts, who are plays are going on, winter plays, band, orchestra performances, and many other performances. Like Pine Ridge has their winter program this evening. Many elementary schools are doing their winter performances, junior highs. There's many activities that are going on right now that we can go and see and support students and see the efforts that they put forward this year and support them in those.
Thank you.
Nope, I'll pass.
Rebels?
Not too long, but just wanted to thank my colleagues for, I cannot believe it's been a year since I've been sworn in. But you guys have all definitely welcomed me with open arms and have been very easy to work with. And it's making, being in this position, much easier than I thought it would be. I think, being newly elected ever, because I've never been elected before, and this is the first time I've been elected, I definitely came in thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to find the strength to speak up when needed, or to, share my thoughts, or be able to share my background in the decisions that I make. And you guys have all made it so easy for me to do that. So thank you so much for that. Being able to witness all the amazing people that we honor at our meetings and seeing the amazing work that they do for our communities. It has been an honor to be able to provide some words of encouragement and congratulatory comments to all those families. And I can see why you guys continue to do the work that you do, because most of you guys have been elected several times and continue to do the work, and it's for a reason. And like kudos to all of you for continuing to be in public service and for wanting to do the best for our community and for our families. And I'm very excited to continue being on this board and to be able to provide my insight and to continue to make decisions and proposals that come from my heart and come from my personal experiences, because I know that, I didn't have to run a tough campaign for myself, and I know many of you have had to do that. But even in that, I know that when I thought about running for this position and when the position opened up, I really thought about it in the sense of like, what can I personally bring to the table, and can I do a better job than any of my opponents and who may come? And I know that because of my background, yes, I'm supposed to be here and I'm supposed to be where I am and speaking when I do. And so I hope that others look at me as an example that, you can be here and you can speak up for your communities, and you don't need to have all this experience in politics or all this experience running campaigns. That's not always needed, but when you're speaking to your communities, to speak from the heart, and so that way they know why really you're running for office, why you're doing the work that you're doing, because that's what's important to them. And so I just want to thank you guys again for allowing me to be a part of this board, and for my community for trusting me. And I can't wait to see what lies ahead, and I hope that I can impact even more in the years to come. So thank you so much for that.
Good job.
Well, and I'll just wrap up that I too appreciate this board, each and every one of you. And I think we did have a robust conversation earlier, and I think it was for the right reasons. And that I think we do have definitely opportunity to make some changes in our processes and our systems, and that will be benefit, I think, everyone. And as I mentioned earlier, I really would love to have some type of retreat earlier in the year so that we can discuss some priorities and or issues that we've never really had an opportunity to discuss, and maybe set a goal or two or three, of what we would like to accomplish. So I'd like you to put that in the back of your mind, to be thinking about those things. I need to talk to Superintendent Kofer. I did sit down with her a couple of weeks ago. We had conversations about all sorts of stuff, and share with her some of my thoughts. And you all know that I did a little research with other county boards to find out, I haven't finished compiling it, but I will send that to you, my compilation of what I learned from, I don't know, about a dozen county boards that are our size or bigger. Our size-ish, anyhow, in terms of committees, in terms of study sessions or learning sessions and retreats. And not that we have to do anything that the rest of them do, but just kind of as information that we can say, oh, look what others are doing, and do we want to consider doing some of those things? So I'm hoping that in the next month, we can be in touch with everybody to try to find an appropriate date and time to have a type of retreat that I don't think we've had in the time that I've been on this board. And we may choose to try to find an outside facilitator to do that, unless this board thinks that that's not a good idea.
I think that's fantastic. That's what the Girl Scouts
equally
do.
participate.
Yeah. So serving on the Girl Scouts executive board, that's what we do. We will take a weekend and go out of town, and they have a facilitator, and we do a personality trait task, and I'm the orchestrator, and it gives you all of those traits and how to work together, and that's a fantastic tool. But I think we need to have spaces also where we can have more conversations like we did today, and even putting it on the agenda so that we make sure we come back maybe in a month or two to revisit it. Because yes, that is a concern. And even in the lobby, 3:30 is prime pickup time for school. So, that was a time that was proposed, and outside they were saying, that means we'd have to rush back to after trying to pick our kids up for school to get there, and that wouldn't work. So I think maybe a survey and, plans to move forward to plan for forward.
The detail,
Yeah.
I just want you to
Right.
think about that idea.
Like plans to move forward.
Don't imagine that's going to be a whole weekend. I can imagine that it would be 4 hours, maybe 6 hours. Most, but I think maybe 4 hours is it's more realistic to just roll up our sleeves and be able to talk about things that are important to us.
I think the biggest advantage we did today with our discussion was that the folks realized all the different facets about it, and the public and the children knew that, hey, we're thinking about you too, and how convenient it is for you too. And it was all open air discussion, whether we changed our policy or not.
Right.
It's almost secondary to the idea that we're recognizing issues.
Right. Yeah.
That we discuss, and that's really important.
Absolutely. So I just want you to be aware, hopefully we'll be getting a little survey or something out to you as to your availability and that kind of thing. Let's see. A reminder that the January 20th Trustees Association meeting is going to be at the new Bradley Center in Clovis, with Lynn Ashbeck from Valley Children's Healthcare being the speaker, talking about child health issues and what the Valley Children's Healthcare system is doing, and how they can interface with us and the school districts in the area to better serve kids related to health issues. So I just wanted, if you haven't RSVP'd yet, please let Angela know. That's also the organizational meeting for the Trustees Association, where they will be electing officers as well as changing bylaws. I really encourage you to be there and read the bylaws that were sent out. The proposed changes. Two other things is, since our last meeting, right after our last meeting was the Educator of the Year Awards, which was really a very, very special evening. And the people that we have to celebrate are just incredible. And I just wanted to acknowledge the FCSS team that orchestrates that whole event, because it is one of the events of the year that people look forward to, and it was excellent. And finally, just happy holidays to everybody. Stay healthy. My goodness, if you can. There's so much going on and so much going around that we need to have you here in January. So. And beyond. So those are just my comments.
And then I just wanted to say thank you to Madam Angela, our secretary, for the best travel packages ever. I didn't get to say anything last month before leaving for, where were we? Sacramento. Always professional, always organized. I love having the paper backup because I had to refer to it at the hotel. But thank you so much for always preparing that for me. Whenever my colleagues from different counties see it, they are envious of it. They say their secretaries never do a stellar job as you do. So thank you for all of your service to us throughout the year. I know it's a lot, but we appreciate you and we love you.
Thank you. Moving on to Superintendent's report. Dr. Lear, are you?
Sure, I could share a few words. Oh, don't give me a mic, because I love to share some words and highlight. We continue to celebrate, even though it's small growth, it's growth for our Fresno County Superintendent of Schools, staff and students. And most of all, this is the work of our amazing district partners and district leadership. Our students are growing. When we continue to have conversations about data internally, externally with our partners, there's only two groups that we're really focusing on where the gap is still a little bit larger right now, and that's our EL population and then our foster homeless youth. We continue to support them. Our gap is smaller. There are some successes for them, but we are really unpacking that data and making sure that we're supporting our districts as we can, and they are working hard. Our district partners are phenomenal, and as always, so is our Fresno County Superintendent of Schools team. And then with that said, this morning I had the pleasure of starting off with Trina Frazier with all things All for Youth mental health. It was a small interview through ABC 30. Thank you to our amazing Jenny Breitigam, who writes the best informational public media comments for them, and then they reach out to us and say, hey, we want some time with you. And it's a reminder that during the holidays, even though it's joyous for a lot of us, it's pain for some of our students. They're in broken homes, they're in separated homes, or they really rely on our school systems for safety, consistency, and also that friendship, right? Their friends are their voice because many of them are silent. So it was a great start to the day, reminding them that we have services for 0 to 25. They are free, and it's not just mental health services. We remind them we have clothes, we have food for them, we have other supports, and it's those layers of safety that sometimes doesn't happen within the home or within the classroom. Not to judge our parents, but to support our parents.
Yes.
They didn't have those tools growing up, and our team is doing an amazing job county-wide supporting to where the number was about 300 or more school sites that we have these services implemented. So during the holidays, always, if anybody needs help, just have them go to our website, All for Youth, and there is somebody there always answering, ready to support a family, a student. A student can even submit a referral on their own if they feel that they need that support. So it was a great way to start a conversation. I believe it's on tonight at 4:30. Yes, on ABC 30.
Gotta get home then, huh?
Yeah, soon. And with that, Dr. Clyde, thank you for your leadership. It's been a pleasure, and for all of you, and stepping in, Dr. Masamoto and Trustee Tapscott Munson and the entire board. We appreciate you all, and next month is your month, so we will be highlighting you then. Happy holidays, and remember, the best gift is yourself. Self-care, and unplug, uncharge, and take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Lara, for coming in.
And Dr. Clyde, you did an excellent job serving as president this year. I just want to tell you, you were visible, you came down the hill, you were at your events, and it was just so nice to see you and to interact with you at all of our events this year. And I love the tie. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
Great. And I'm just going to wrap up. I did forget to mention, I did email all of you, as well as our colleagues in the other three counties, my report from Delegate Assembly. And if you had a chance to look at it, the focus of CSBA over the next year or two is how can we impact the system? Meaning, how can we impact the state, the rules, the regs, the legislature, the Board of Education, whomever is overseeing systems for our students to make them less complex and more directly relevant to the needs of our kids, so that make it easier for our schools and our districts to support our kids. So that's the priority. So I forgot to mention that, but I just wanted to.
And I forgot to give a little something. The conference at CSBA was fantastic. We had wonderful representation. I was able to attend a few of the workshops. My favorite was the do's and don'ts. And it was fantastic. I had the honor once again to accept the Golden Bell Award on behalf of our board for the 4th year in a row. And it was fantastic, along with Dr. Soto. And it was fun sitting with her, and I gave her the bell, and I told her to ring it. She says, but I thought we're supposed to wait till the end. I said, no, ring it right now. So she rang it, and we had a great time. It was an honor to be able to accept on behalf of our county for the 4th year in a row. So it shows that the projects that we are selecting are excellent projects, and I'm just proud to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thanks. So future agenda items, I have, future calendar change, because, that could be discussion. Also retreat planning. And I'm just going to ask right now, would you rather do this on a weekday, afternoon, evening, or Saturday? I mean, Preferably weekend for you. Does it matter to you?
Doesn't matter to me.
Does it matter to you?
A weekend might be better for me.
Weekend?
Yes,
Like
I'm
Saturday?
open. I'm open.
Weekend, like a Saturday, maybe a Saturday morning or something like that would, okay, as opposed to a Friday afternoon.
Yes, indeed.
That's how late.
Yeah.
I mean, that was another idea. It's, maybe like a 1 to 5 or something like that on Friday afternoon. But we don't want it to displace your other responsibilities.
I'm
So,
open. I'm open.
okay. Any other future agenda items? Next meeting will be on January 15th at 1:30 here at same place, same time. We have your special events calendar. We'll be seeing you at a number of events, I'm sure, maybe even before our next meeting. So is there any other business? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion by Member Clyde, second by Vice President Tapscott Munson. Roll call, please.
President Masamoto.
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott Munson.
Yes.
Member Burton.
Yes.
Member Klein.
Yes.
Member Vogel.
Yes.
Happy New Year, everybody. Meeting's adjourned.
Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Don't forget your beautiful gifts, like
Happy New Year, everyone.